Hey, Saw family, it's Miss Pearl. Welcome back to another beautiful Friday. It's a brand new week, a brand new episode, and a brand new opportunity to grow, to heal, and to walk boldly in purpose together. Before we get started, I wanted to speak a quick blessing over you, Saw family. May your heart be at peace, your mind be renewed, and your spirit be strengthened. Whatever you're facing this week, God is with you. You are covered, you are healed, you are not alone. Now, listen, if this podcast has been a blessing to you in any way, don't just keep it to yourself. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to grow. Okay, family? Invite someone who needs encouragement, who needs healing, who needs a testimony. Because around here, we're not just listening, we're growing, we're learning, and we're walking in our testimonies. And we're talking about it because God has been so good to us. All right, Saw family, let's get into this new episode for this week. This week's testimony. Peace and blessings into you all. Let's grow.
Seasons of testimonies.
Hello and welcome to Seasons of Testimonies. I am your host, Miss Pearl, and here with us today we have Evangelist Thomas, and she's going to be sharing her testimony with us. Okay, softies, we are very excited, and it's a blessing for her to be here with us today. She's going to be sharing her testimony of when God did the impossible in her life. She is a very special person who means a lot to me. So I just want to say thank you for being part of my podcast today and being here with us.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, Evangelist Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you first for the invite. I will share a testimony, praise God,
Praise
just
God.
for life, health, and strength on this day.
Yes.
I'm going to share a testimony with you about my mother
Okay.
and how God moved off of an answered prayer that I felt.
All right.
So my mom never drank, she never smoked, and she became ill. And for me, I was a young mother at that time, a mother of 4. My children were very young. I was in my mid-20s. And one of my relatives took her into the emergency room. They said that she was bleeding internally because her aorta had torn because her blood pressure was so high.
Mm.
And after finding that out, I witnessed her being in the bed, and I've never saw my mom in the hospital before. And as I witnessed her being in the bed in that moment, she was like, okay. She was just, they had gave her some medicine to keep her comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, they said that she could not go into a CAT scan machine because of her weight. And so they really couldn't see everything.
Okay.
And so after they did that, they told us it was getting late and we had to go home.
Mm-hmm.
As I returned the following day to see her, my mom had tubes in her. Remind you, I did not see that the day before. And so when I saw her, she was not speaking. Her eyes were shut. And so she was on a ventilator. And my prayer was, God, if you can just allow my mom to get well so that we can see her, talk to her, be with her again,
Yes.
give her back her normal life. And so as the days went on, the doctors were telling us that she suffered a stroke while being unconscious. And so at that time, I didn't want to see my mom like that.
Mm.
And so as we went home, I gathered my young children. And as we used to go home at night, every night, my mom stayed that way for a while. The doctors told me that my mom, in her case, people don't live that long. They don't live very long because they're bleeding as the age older is the largest vessel that goes to the heart. It was torn. And so she was bleeding out as if she was having a menstrual, but it was just blood filling up in the bags as we can see it. And so as me and my children would pray, they were babies, but I would have them kneel at the foot of my bed at night. And we would pray. And one of my special prayers was, Lord, will you just allow my mom to be with me again? Will you give her that strength? And so I remember going back to the hospital on one Pacific day, and my mom, she had no tubes in her. Her eyes were open, and I can remember her bed facing a window, and that way of that window was where she used to live. And I remember my mom pointing her hand and saying, I want to go home. But she muffled where you couldn't really understand, but she could say, I want to go home. And so in that moment, I remembered my prayer, God, if you can just help her. And so during that time, my mom had been in the hospital for almost 30 days. They said someone should bleed out within 3 days. My mom was there over 30 days. And so when she woke up, yet she was still unable to walk due to the stroke and due through, her voice. She couldn't speak, but she can muffle. And the first thing she said was, I'm hungry. Jesus. And for her to say, I'm hungry, yet she slowly spoke it and couldn't understand. But she said she was hungry. She said, I've been in here for 3 days. I said, Mom, you wasn't in here 3 days. Oh my God. But God, in that moment, I know that he heard me. And I know that my babies really didn't understand what was going on in that moment. But they heard that their mom was praying, and so they went along with me. And God heard us, and I trusted it. Yet my mom wound up passing, but she still held on for months after that. But he still gave me that prayer answer, saying, you said, let her be with you for a little while longer. And he did just that. And so that was one of the first times I ever received that blessing from God, of him knowing that he heard my prayer. And so I hold to that. I trust that he hears us. Believe what we say out of our mouth, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And he hears us. And I trust him when he says, I'm going to answer that prayer, but you better be ready for whatever it is you ask him for. Whether it's good or bad, it's coming. And I trust it. That's why I'm very slow to speak, because I want to make sure my mind and my heart posture is in the right place, because it's going to come back. And so that's my testimony of my mom. Yes,
I thank you.
Thank you
so much for sharing that with us and leaving us with that as well, because that's very, very true. You have to really trust God, and we know that when you're speaking and you're talking to him in prayer, that he is listening, and he can do all things. And he did just what you prayed for her to be able to speak and communicate with you. He is faithful, and we thank him. And I thank you for coming to share that with me. It reminds me so much of a testimony that God is helping me to get a lot stronger, but I will be sharing soon with my father. But thank you for blessing us with that today. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I love you too. And thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is Miss Evangelist Thomas here on Seasons of Testimonies. You guys have a blessed day. Until next time, let's grow.